and that way you guys don't have to worry about dealing with one more function for now. We'll get back to that later on. But for now, it looks like we're pretty much ready to go here. We got pausing on this, which we don't need it to do. We know that if it starts with a 1, then this is a good submit, and we'll continue on. But if it hits something else where it doesn't start with a 1, we want to know about it. We also want to know about errors, so we'll put a break in there so it'll pause if it hits that. Start her up, and put my name. Doesn't really matter what. George Zimmerman, for instance. 90210, Beverly Hills. What the hell? 704-539, 745, whatever. 7575. Alright, so we have to give it an email list. Oop. There we go. And we have to give it a proxy list. Tell it to start. And oh, look at that. We did hit a response that did not start with a 1. This response starts with a 3. So we need to figure out what the hell a 3 is. The simplest way to do that is going to be to try and do the page manually. So I'll try and use the same information here. Zimmerman, put email in there, 90210, and whatever we put in for the phone number doesn't matter. And check the yes, hit submit, and only limited entry is allowed per day. Back tomorrow for another opportunity. So basically already entered, it looks like. So we know we can go back here and add an else if statement. Begins with a 3. We're going to update the status window to already entered today, and we're going to increase the counter for the errors. Just copy and paste that in there, and there we go. So now we have 1 and we have 3. And if we start her back up, try it again. Email list back in, proxy list back in, and you can have it save these lists in between open and closing, but that's something we'll do later on here. Hit start, and you'll see an error. Now it says I already entered today. It's doing it over and over again, so something's definitely wrong. Hit stop. What do we do wrong? Well, I don't see it listing the IP address we're using for the proxy. So my guess is that proxy isn't working, because if you come back up here, you'll see that when it uses a proxy, it's going to put the proxy address in the status box as well as update the label. And what does it say here? If string is null or empty. So this should actually be if not string is null or empty, and this should be not string is null or empty. So as long as they're not null or empty, we're going to go ahead and do this. And that was the problem. It wasn't using the proxy list. So I bet you if we come back in here now, after we put the exclamation point in front of it, which of course in C# is the not symbol, we'll start her back up, put the name in there, zip code, add the email list, and add a proxy list, and hit start. Now you see it says using proxy. That's what we wanted to see. Method not allowed. We're going to go ahead and let that one go. And the reason you're getting a lot of these errors here is that some of these proxies, of course, aren't valid, and they return strange errors at times. Maybe the proxy we have doesn't support HTTPS, so it's going to give that error of method not allowed. But we'll just go ahead and let it go. But as you can see here, it is doing submits at this point. You may want to look for those errors and sort of filter those out to give a more user-friendly error explanation, such as instead of method not allowed, maybe we'd change that to proxy does not support HTTPS. In fact, you can probably stop this and we'll add that just to give you an idea of the status window here. So we'll say do it right here. Kill it. Alright, so if ex.message.toString contains method, actually we'll do toString to lower so we don't have to worry about capitalization, contains method not allowed. Else this. So we'll take this line here, which is responsible for updating the status box, and we'll just do this. Proxy does not support HTTPS. Put that nice little @ symbol there just to get rid of the underline. There we go. So now when it hits the exception, if it sees that the exception contains method not allowed, we'll know that means that the proxy we're using doesn't support HTTPS, and it'll give that error instead of that long error. Again, add the proxy list, emails, email list, and hit start. And you'll see now it says proxy does not support HTTPS instead of that really cryptic message. Of course, you still are going to get some errors, but you can go through and sort of like filter those out so you're not seeing them in the actual status window. And obviously, my proxy list is getting old here. But that's pretty much all there is to it. I mean, this is a very static bot. Most promos you bought, of course, aren't going to let you use the same phone number over and over again. You'll want to randomize the first name, maybe the last name, randomize the phone number, and other non-sequential information, maybe your birth date, things like that. And we'll cover that here in the next section. But at this point, we have a functioning bot. Congratulations. Thanks for watching, and look for my next post here on how to randomize both the first name and the phone number, and for that we'll use a little DLL I made called Bot Tools that'll sort of simplify the process for all you guys.